I'm making peanut butter, gluten-free dog treats. So Cash and Fancy love treats. However, Fancy has allergies to everything pretty much except for, an animal protein except for lamb. So I'm making a all-natural probiotic using the pumpkin, pureed pumpkin, almond milk that I just showed, and then an all-natural peanut butter. There is a little bit of crunch to that peanut butter, but it's not much, and it's just peanuts. And there is no salt in this. So important that I've learned is salt is not good for pups. Actually, a lot of spices obviously are not good for them. So this is just peanuts, no salt. And then I'm kind of putting a bunch in there. I'll put a list of the ingredients and how much I used of each. But I guess that's about a cup of peanut butter because it was about half that jar. But as far as the almond milk, I used probably just a couple tablespoons, and then I think I added one more at the end, which again, I'll leave the ingredients. All right, mixed it all up. It's definitely more like a dough that you can roll, or even, you can see here, I don't have the flour in there yet, but I used a gluten-free whole oat flour, and I used 3 cups in here, and I didn't pack it, I just kind of did a loose 3 cups. Once the flour is added, it's going to mix into again, more, not a batter, but more like a dough, so that you can roll it, or I did add 2 tablespoons of water just because it was a little too thick. And then, so I needed it to kind of add some moisture so that the flour would all kind of blend together. And then I just rolled it into rolled it to like 3 different logs, just for lack of wanting to spend too much time making individual pieces of, like little individual round cookies. But you could just roll this out on some flour on a, like a rolling board, and then you could just use cookie cutter shapes. Actually, that'd be really fun, and I may do that next time. But as you can see here, I just made a pretty good sized log, and then I'll show you that I did make 3 different logs. I flattened them a little bit so that they weren't so thick, and then I cut them into small little pieces and separated them. I needed to flatten it out a little bit more. There's no baking powder in this, so they're not going to rise. I wanted them to be crunchy, so they can even work as a dental treat. Something crunchy to help keep that tartar and plaque from forming on their teeth. So I did do one little round one to show you there, but you can see I'm just cutting very quickly, just cutting them all, and then I'll just separate them and just throw them anywhere on the cookie sheet, and that's it. And these are super, super crunchy. They don't take too long to bake, probably about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, and they super crunchy, and the dogs love them. So I hope that you will make these for your dogs too. There's Fancy and Cash. They sit, good sit, because they want their treats. Cash wants more. All right, now I'll show you how I store them. I put them in a freezer safe bag, and I date it. They'll last 2 to 3 months in the freezer and about 7 to 10 days in the refrigerator. So I do keep them in the fridge, and then I give them probably 3 or 4